All right, let's try it again. I think it'll work this time. Let me say good afternoon to you, one and all. Again, we are praying that all is well with you and yours, and this should come live any moment. And yep, I see it now. Good. I just needed to share a couple of things with you um, on this afternoon and pray that there are those who have an opportunity to be able to talk to us and to share with you. Now, let me take a look here and see if this has showed up on, and there it is on my page. Robert, how are you, sir? Good to see each and every one of you. I see some of you as you are coming on. How is everyone? Let me cut this volume down. I just want to make sure that are we still scheduled for today? Give me just a second. And let me say good afternoon to all of you that are coming on. I missed a couple of you. Let me go back and say hello to you, to each and every one. Let me just say good afternoon to you all. And we'll just do it that way. I'm going to wait just a few more minutes for a couple of people to come on. Give me just a second here. Okay. Um, and again, grateful to God for all of you that are here. I know people are busy, they're at work, they're doing other things as we come on board on this afternoon. But here's what I wanted to share. Here's what I wanted to share with you, and we're gonna keep it moving. We'll come back later on. Pastor, how are you, sir? We'll come back later and share again. We're going to continue to share throughout the day. In the issue of the Breonna Taylor case, Pastor Gillespie, we understand very clearly, Christine and Thea and Ayana and Denise and the rest of you, Ethel, that are on, Dwayne, and hey, Arthur, how are you, that are on with us, and we know that there will be some who will join later. It is one of the worst travesties that I have ever experienced in my lifetime. I have never, and I've been around a little while, and it's escalating. It continues to escalate. It continues to mount. There continues to be this level of injustice, and so I have joined with Bishop Clark of First Church in Columbus, Ohio. I have joined with him. I've asked our church, I've asked our state convention, I've asked our district that we would join in a 40-day fast. When Bishop declared the fast, it was basically dealing with the election. Um, and and we know it's quite clear, Cora, that he believes that he's going to lose, and so he is doing everything within his power to cheat, to lie, to steal, to manipulate. That's why he's in such a hurry to get somebody on the Supreme Court, so that if there's any fraudulent electoral activity of which there will be none. He's determined he is not going to leave office. He's not. He's made it crystal clear that he's not going to do that, and that's not my issue right now. My issue right now is the black church has got to rise up. Now, somebody might say, well, how are we going to rise up? I'm glad you asked me that question. Starting tomorrow, Pastor Austin, starting tomorrow, we are going to join in with Bishop Clark to fast for 40 days up until the time of election. Okay? Dr. Fletcher, how are you, sir? For the next 40 days, starting tomorrow. Now, listen, I'm not going to tell you what to fast. I am not going to tell you how to fast. Well, Arthur, you better make sure that you are careful, okay? Because we're not really sure what's going to happen. So we'll be praying for you as you go to Louisville that you'll be protected. The Bible is clear about how some things happen. Some things can only come forth through fasting and prayer. Raymond, good to see you. I am declaring, along with Bishop Clark, and joining in with him on the 40-day fast. I don't know what fast I'm going to be on. I see my great niece Jasmine. How are you? I'm not really sure how I'm going to do this. I do know that I will be fasting. I don't know if it's going to be a Daniel fast. I don't know if it's going to be strictly water. I'm not sure yet where the Lord is going to lead me. But I am not asking you to be me. I am asking you to be led of the Lord. If we want justice to return, if we want righteousness to return, if we want equal opportunity to return, if we want political rightness to return, we must go before the Lord in fasting and prayer. I am so disgusted with certain levels of Christendom until it has agitated me to the point, and I'm really controlling my behavior, Pastor Moore, because I come from a generation that fought. And in our fighting, it hasn't always been right, but I come from that generation, okay? And here's what I'm saying, and here's what I need us to understand. We must, Wendy, we must, Pastor Moore, we must, Sherry, go before the Lord. I am not dealing with political parties, although I do have a bias. I'm not dealing with Republican against Democrat. We are going after wickedness in high places. It doesn't matter whether it's a Republican or a Democrat. We're going after wickedness because wickedness has raised its head to an unbelievable level of hypocrisy, an unbelievable level, Robin, of lies and deceit and racism and hatred. This country is on fire in hatred. And so I'm asking you to share this with others. I am asking you to join in with us as we join in and partner with Bishop Clark and First Church, that we would go before the Lord, Cecile, that we would seek God's face, that we would, yes, 2 Chronicles 7:14, we are good at quoting it, But Gina and Carol and for Minister, I mean for Lee, um, what we've got to do is put some feet on our faith and quit talking about what we need to do, Cheryl, but we actually need to exercise our God given Holy Spirit anointed right to have righteousness come back to this nation. We have placed our trust in wickedness. We have placed our trust in political processes rather than putting our trust in the Lord. So, all I'm saying, and this is what I need us to do, is we join together. Now, here, I did this in Bible study last night, and I'm going to ask this again in the comment. If you are with me, just put in the comment, we are standing with you. That's all. Now, some of you were on last night. You don't need to do it again. I'm counting up the number of persons who will stand with us. I'm going to continue to push this. I'm going to push this the rest of the day. I'm going to push this tomorrow. I'm going to push this for the next 40 days. Even if people don't start on the 40 days, I'm still going to push that whatever day they engage in this, that they will move forward with us. Every day in the beginning of the fast, I am going to share with you, thank you, Pastor. I'm going to share with you biblical instructions, biblical encouragement, so that we don't lose hope. Because as we begin to move forward to do what God has called us to do, the enemy will push back against us. He will come at us with an onslaught of unbelievable magnitude. So here's what I'm saying. In the midst of us praying, in the midst of us fasting, we are going to lift each other up. We are going to lift this nation up. We are going to demand that spiritual wickedness come to an end. So that's what I wanted to share with you. We are in a racially explosive moment in the history of this nation. Thank you for putting that on there. Thank you that you're letting us know. Thank you, Dr. Fletcher. I appreciate that. And if you would be kind enough, share that with your district. We need all of the persons who can stand with us against this plight, this plague. We need to do that. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you, Pat. Thank you, Carol. Thank you. I need you to do this. I'm going to hopefully have a Zoom chat sometime soon with some of the other pastors. But I thank you, Linda. I need you to stand with us in this day, in this moment, in this hour. The soul of our nation is at stake. I didn't say political parties. I said the soul of our nation is at stake. So that's what I wanted to share right now. I'll probably come back 2 more times before the day is over to kind of share with you some biblical context so you'll understand exactly where we're coming from. Again, I did not say that we're going against Republicans or Democrats. I'm saying we are going against spiritual wickedness in high places. It just happens to manifest itself more in one party than the other one. Here's something that I've learned. I'm glad you said that, Dr. Fletcher, because when the head is toxic, the body becomes toxic. Now, and this is something, and this is from a pastoral point of view. Pastor Moore, thank you. Pastor Lane, here's what you got to know. If the head is corrupt, the body becomes corrupt. That's why man is not the head of the church. Christ is the head of the church, because if man becomes the head of the church will not have any righteousness to it. So this is all I'm saying. And I need you to pray and lift me up, because if there's anyone who is going to get attacked, it's going to be Bishop Clark. It's going to be myself. It's going to be other pastors who are touching and agreeing with us that this will take place. So lift those pastors, lift those leaders, lift those overseers up in prayer. That is important, because as we continue to move forward, and when I heard the verdict concerning Breonna, I was so agitated, I was so angry, I was so despondent that I almost canceled my Bible study because I could not bring myself back together. I was so mad that the militant began to come out in me. And I said, I cannot do this, because God will not be pleased with an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. And so all I'm saying, and I'm going to keep on saying it, spread the word, tell it to everybody, share this with everybody. No weapon formed against us will prosper. And I'm challenging the black church. I'm challenging the African American church. I am challenging the church that brought civil rights, the church that always brings revival to this nation, the church that stands more on the principles of God's love and God's righteousness than anybody else. I'm calling for the black church to come together and fight, not each other, but fight the good fight of faith with the spiritual wickedness that's going on right now. I'm getting ready to get out of here. I wanted to share that with you. I'll be back a little bit later in the day, in the evening, because I see quite clearly, Pastor McNeil, that I gotta be in this fight. I gotta fight for my children and my grandchildren and my great grandchildren. I've got to fight for your children and your grandchildren and your great grandchildren. I've got to fight the enemy who has infected and infested the mindset, even in Christendom, Corey, that to follow wickedness is righteousness. So I'm done. Listen, love you, appreciate you. Thank you so much for giving me this time with you. I will be back later. I will share more with you. I need you to share this with everyone you come in contact with. May God bless you and may God keep you is our prayer.